Exactly. I was telling him, it's nice.
Who's on the road tonight, anybody?
No, anybody wants to speed through town right now is an opportunity. 2 robberies going on. And your wife.
All right. Welcome to the February 28th meeting of the Oakland Mayor and Council. Welcome, everyone. This is a very special evening, and we'll move quickly. I'm going to deviate from the agenda a little bit so that all the police don't have to sit here until 9 o'clock tonight. But at this point, I ask you to look at your cell phones and please either turn them off or put them on vibrate. And please refrain from texting because it is discourteous, it's disruptive, and could be construed as a violation of the Open Public Meetings Act. So at this time, roll call.
Mayor Schwager.
Here.
Councilman Bialy.
Here.
Councilman Knapp.
Here.
Councilman Kamala.
Here.
Councilman Levy.
Here.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Here.
Councilman Salamini.
Here.
I ask everyone to stand to salute to the flag. Remain standing for a moment of silence. And please remember what's going on in our schools and put everybody in your thoughts and prayers.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, please be seated.
It's the first time nobody sat down after that.
No, there was one person, but I won't say who I saw. This meeting is being held in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Law, duly announced, advertised, and posted in the municipal building. And we will start with my regular mayor's report. Just so everybody knows that last week, Borough Administrator Richard Kunz and I met with the Franklin Lakes Mayor, Bavona, and the Franklin Lakes Administrator, and with the Wyckoff Mayor, Brian Scanlon, and the Wyckoff Administrator, and we pledged to all work together in the Flow area and see what we can do about working together. So, speaking of Flow, one of the things the 3 towns do is share the 2 high schools and 1 show. And this year it's Flow Follies in March, and they use all the money that they make for scholarships. So I hope everyone will consider supporting the Flow Follies. This year it's at the Ramapo High School. And representing Oakland, there's elected officials from each of the 3 towns, and representing Oakland, Councilman Kamala agreed to prance on stage with me. So we will be representing Oakland. I hope you will see us. On Friday, as I talked about earlier about the schools, this Friday there is a meeting that has been put together by Dr. Cafaro, our superintendent of schools, to talk about school safety and what we can do to keep the Oakland students safe. And that's very important. Next Thursday, I will be attending the graduation of the New Jersey Japanese School, which is located at the OLPH Church. I don't know any of the church members, if anybody has seen the school. It is a remarkable school. It is wonderful, and we are so proud and lucky and honored to have the school in our town. I've attended, since I've become mayor, I've been invited and attended all their graduations, which is held in March. The school year is from April or May, and they go back and the graduation's in March. It's delightful. Most of the students are children of Japanese diplomats in the tri-state area, but it's very, very nice, and I'm looking forward to it. And as a reminder, and I said this at the last meeting, I'll keep reminding everybody, on April 5th, so save the date, there is going to be an ARP Smart Drivers class at the Senior Center. You can save money on car insurance. It's a class that is a couple of hours, and you go to the class and you learn about driver safety and the rules of the road, and it does save you some money on your car insurance. And if you have points, it takes away 2 points on your driver's abstract, as a side note. But you don't have to worry about that, just go, and it's really very good. If you need information, go to the senior center, call the senior center. Oh, did I say something wrong? But if you're interested, April 5th at the Senior Center, you could attend the ARP driver safety class. And speaking of the Senior Center, there's going to be a Senior Center Artist Exhibition at the library from April 5th to April 29th with, and that's artists, our local artists, our senior artists. And this is at the library, and if you haven't seen the library, please go look and marvel at what they've done. So far, it's really nice. When it's completed, we will have a grand opening and ribbon cutting, and we're very excited about that. And that is the end of my announcements for this evening. So I'll entertain a motion to open to the public.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Does anyone wish to speak? No one wishes to speak. Is there a motion to close?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We do not have any minutes tonight, so we will pass on that. We had a proclamation for one of our seniors, but he's not here. What do you want to do, Councilman?
I think, I did call Angelo, and he said he would be here, so I think we should just read it.
Angelo Gisano.
We'll just read this proclamation and
Maybe wait, maybe he's coming late.
Yeah, maybe he thinks it starts at 8
Hold it
o'clock.
till the end of the meeting.
let's hold it for, we
Okay.
can hold it until another section.
Okay, so then we're going to do the resolutions. We're going to do some resolutions separately, and then the remainder of the resolutions will be by consent agenda. So the first resolution is 18-131, rescind provisional appointment D. Aldrich. Whereas on January 24, 2018, the Borough Council appointed Lieutenant Douglas Eldridge as provisional captain. The provisional appointment is subject to modification as determined by the Borough Council. The Borough Council has determined to remove Lieutenant Douglas Eldridge from his provisional appointment as captain. Now therefore be it resolved from the Mayor and Council that, as follows. Lieutenant Douglas Eldridge is hereby removed from his provisional appointment as captain effective February 28, 2018. And this resolution shall take effect immediately. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second?
Any discussion? Roll call.
Councilman Bialy.
Yes.
Councilman Knapp.
Unfortunately, yes.
Councilman Kumalo.
Yes.
Councilman Levy.
Yes.
Councilman Pimentelli.
Yes.
Councilman Talamini.
Yes.
That brings up Resolution 18-132, appointment as Captain Keith Sanzari. Whereas the Borough of Oakland recently organized its police department table of organization to include a position of captain. The captain's promotion is a competitive title requiring promotional testing in compliance with the New Jersey Civil Service Commission rules and regulations. Whereas currently no complete list of eligibles nor an incomplete list of eligibles for the appointment of an employee to captain, and whereas the Borough Council hereby seeks to make a provisional appointment for the vacant title of captain until there is a complete list of eligibles, and whereas the Borough Administrator and Public Safety Committee have recommended to the Borough Council to provisionally appoint, what happened? Oh, this, okay, I'll change that. Provisionally appoint Lieutenant Keith Sanzari to the position of provisional captain pending a certified list of eligibles to be issued by the New Jersey Civil Service Commission. And whereas Lieutenant Keith Sanzari meets the minimum requirements for the title of captain, therefore be resolved. 1. Lieutenant Keith Sanzari is hereby appointed as provisional captain pending the receipt of a list of eligibles from the New Jersey Civil Service Commission. 2. This provisional appointment of Lieutenant Keith Sanzari as captain shall be subject to modification as determined by the Borough Council of the Borough of Oakland. 3. The salary for the captain position will be $146,551 as per the current PBA labor agreement. 4, this resolution shall take effect immediately. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Councilman Bialy.
Yes.
Councilman Net.
Yes.
Councilman Kamalo.
Abstain.
Councilman Levy.
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Calamini.
Yes.
Now we have resolution 18-133, and then I'll do the swearing in.
This one has the salary.
Okay. Resolution 18-133, designate officer in charge. Lieutenant, whereas Lieutenant Douglas Eldridge currently serves as the officer in charge, Chief Law Enforcement Officer, and whereas Lieutenant Douglas Eldridge is expected to retire effective March 1st, 2018. Whereas it is necessary to appoint a member of the Borough of Oakland Police Department as the officer in charge / Chief Law Enforcement Officer in the absence of the Chief of Police, and whereas upon the recommendation of the Borough Administrator and the Public Safety Committee, Provisional Captain Keith Sanzari should replace Lieutenant Douglas Eldridge as the officer in charge / Chief Law Enforcement Officer. Now therefore be resolved by the Mayor and Borough Council of the Borough of Oakland. 1, Lieutenant Douglas Eldridge is hereby removed from his appointment as the officer in charge / Chief Law Enforcement Officer effective February 28, 2018. 2, Provisional Captain Keith Sanzari will serve as the officer in charge / Chief Law Enforcement Officer effective February 28, 2018, and will receive $6,400 compensation. 3, disappointment of Provisional Captain Keith Sanzari as officer in charge / Chief Law Enforcement Officer shall be subject to modification as determined by the Borough Council of the Borough of Oakland. And 4, this resolution shall take effect immediately. Your motion?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Councilman Bialy.
Yes.
Councilman Net.
Yes.
Councilman Kamalo.
Yes.
Councilman Levy.
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Calamini.
Yes.
And the last one we'll do separately, and then we'll do the swearing in. Is Resolution 18-149. That's at the end of the list. Accept retirement D. Eldridge. Whereas on February 8, 2018, the Borough Administrator received notification from the State of New Jersey Department of Treasury, Division of Pensions and Benefits, advising that Lieutenant Douglas Eldridge filed for retirement for the Borough of Oakland. Whereas the State of New Jersey Department of Treasury, Division of Pensions and Benefits, further advised the Borough Administrator that the retirement of Lieutenant Douglas Eldridge shall be effective March 1st, 2018. And now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Borough Council of the Borough of Oakland as follows. The Borough of Oakland hereby accepts and relies upon the February 8th, 2018 notification from the State of New Jersey Department of Treasury, Division of Pension and Benefits, advising of the Lieutenant Douglas Eldridge's filed retirement application in the Borough of Oakland. Effective March 1st, 2018, Lieutenant Douglas Eldridge shall have retired from his position as lieutenant with the Borough of Oakland. This resolution puts the Borough Administrator on notice to immediately process this retirement. This resolution shall take effect immediately. Is there a motion to
So
approve?
moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Councilman Bialy.
Yes.
Councilman Net.
Yes.
Councilman Kamalo.
Yes.
Councilman Levy.
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Calamini.
Yes.
And now, recognition. Who's going to hold the Bible this time? Same crew? You could be, that's a very nice truck. That's more important, right? Okay, ready?
Yes.
I, Keith Sanzari,
I, Keith Sanzari,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New
and that I
Jersey,
will bear truth, faith, and allegiance to the same,
and I will bear truth, faith, and allegiance to the same,
and the governments
and the governments
established in the United States
established in the United
and in
States
this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of
police captain
police captain according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my abilities.
Okay, so help me God.
So help me God.
And that's official. Okay, you have to sign. Oh, you're lefty. Okay, that's it. Congratulations. Thank you. Now you get on my phone. You're done.
Congratulations, be safe.
Now you're welcome to stay, but just if you want to leave this over time. Hello.
Temperature dropped 20 degrees.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Clear this place out.
You took the room. Well, you captain, make him come.
Captain leaves the ship.
That's right.
Captain is the last one off the ship.
Okay, now we're going to do, I'm going to read off the resolutions, we'll do a consent agenda. A Resolution 18134 has been removed for this evening. Resolution 18135 is amend the contract, the architect for library renovation. And it is awarded to, the contract has been awarded to Akari and Iavino Architects in the amount of $214,500. An estimate of the construction services was based on a project duration of 8 months. Completion is now expected to complete at the end of May, which is an additional compensation they're asking for, not to exceed $4,000 per month, for a total not to exceed $21,000, and that is for professional services. 136, authorize Boswell prepare rehabilitation of Patriots Way Bridge, and that is the bridge in Tarampo River Reserve. They submitted a proposal dated January 29, 2018, for inspection, design, and construction, not to exceed $44,500 for the design phase and $135,500 for construction inspection phase. They submitted all the paperwork. 18137, refund of redemption monies to outside lien holder for tax sale lien 1743, block 3903, lot 42.61, known as C1 East Oak Street, on February 12, 2018, in the amount of $2,627.14 payable to FNADZ LLC. 18138 is authorized refund of redemption monies to outside lien holder, tax sale lien 1758, block 4602, lot 32, known as Seminole Avenue, on February 12, 2018, and it is in the amount of $213.56 payable to the Borough of Oakland. 18139, authorized refund of redemption monies to outside lien holder, tax sale lien 1763, block 4903, lot 8, known as 44 Loyola Place. Check in the amount of $84.02 payable to U.S. Bank custodian. 18140, authorized refund of redemption monies outside lien holder for tax sale lien 1765, block 4906, lot 3, known as 53 Princeton Terrace, in the amount of $7,923.76 payable to Christiana Trust as custodian. 18141, award bid. This is award bid firefighter turnout gear. As I stated earlier about joining with Wyckoff and Franklin Lakes, we're involved with the Wolf Cooperative Pricing System. Wyckoff is the lead agency of this pricing system, and we have a contract through them for firefighter turnout pants and coats in accordance with the specification to State Line Fire and Safety for not to exceed price of $2,191.80 per turnout pants and coat set. 143 and 142. Authorized interlocal agreement with the Waldwick Well Baby Clinic, and this is for providing certain services to infants and preschool children that reside in Oakland through Waldwick Well Baby Clinic, as mandated by the Public Health Council of the State of New Jersey, and we will be assessed a one-time administrative fee of $125, payable on execution of the contract, $35 per child for fee for examinations, and $20 per child fee for immunizations only. 18143 and 144 have to be revised, so it's no longer in the packet. 144, authorized community forestry program Green Communities grant application in the amount of $1,500 to provide subsequent community forestry management plan Green Communities grant. 18145, authorized agreement 2018 tax appeal assistance, and excuse me, the tax assessor and borough administrator have recommended that Value Research Group LLC be retained for tax appeal assistance in accordance with their proposal, and a contract to Value Research Group to provide tax appeal assistance, and at not to exceed $20,000. 18146, award contract for the tax map maintenance service, which must be updated annually, and it is to Civil Solutions for a cost not to exceed $5,000. 18148, authorized refund of third and fourth quarter taxes due to overpayment. This will be for block 5004, lot 50, to Clinton and Rachel Gregory, in the amount of $6,770.03. And that is it on resolutions. Is there a motion for consent agenda?
So moved.
Mayor,
Anyone to pull out?
Wait, Rich has something.
just 143, which I know you said needed to be revised. We actually do need to adopt that this evening, even if we...
We don't have it though. Oh,
143 is for temporary CFO.
oh, okay.
Even if
we're going to have a different interim in 2 weeks. We statutorily, you need to have
need
somebody
to do it.
appointed, so we need to do it anyway.
Okay, add. Resolution 18143, appointed temporary CFO, since we don't have a CFO. We don't have a name.
Mr. Kunz,
You can.
last paragraph.
He's serving as temporary CFO as he's done in the past.
Okay. Not to exceed 1 year from February 28th, but it should, 2018, but it will be done sooner. Okay, motion?
So moved.
Second, any pullouts? Roll call.
Councilman Bialy.
Yes.
Councilman Net.
Yes.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Levy.
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Talamini.
Yes.
Is he getting a stipend? Is he getting a stipend?
Doesn't say it.
No stipend, no stipend.
No stipend.
Okay.
No stipend for you.
Ordinances 18 Code 765. No.
It should be
Where's
766.
766?
On the introduction.
Oh, here it is. This wasn't in the packet. This is an ordinance revising, amending, and reenacting paragraphs 1 through 16 having to do with salaries of municipal employees. It's a chart of minimums up to maximums. And now this is an introduction. So is there a motion to introduce?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Bialy.
Yes.
Councilman Net.
Yes.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Levy.
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Talamini.
Yes.
And the final hearing will be
March 14th.
March 14th, 2018. If anybody's interested, they could go to Borough Hall. They can pick up a full schedule of the charts, list all the employees, and a list minimums and maximums.
Can I just ask,
Of course.
is this, because I remember doing this before, is this just because of contracts? I mean, is this going, do we have to do this, like, is this going to be good for a couple of years, or is this like?
Yeah, unless we choose to modify something on our own, or add a position title or something of that nature, for all of the positions in here, this is meant to carry us through 2019. When, you know, I looked at what the salaries are projected to be based on the labor agreements, and, you know, for the other reasons that I wrote in my memo. So yes, so we should not have to come back due to normal raises and have to adjust anything any further.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So the final hearing is March 14th, that's our next council meeting, and if you're interested, you can pick up a packet in Borough Hall. Ordinance 18 Code 765, this is the final adoption. It is to amend recreation fees, and the recommendation was for baseball, 1 week, a fee of $120. This is summer sports camp. Baseball second week or sibling, $110, and baseball a third week, $100 fee. Is there a motion to open to the public?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody wish to speak on this? I don't see anybody. A motion to close.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
You got it? We'll stick.
Yeah.
Fast, man.
Pick one.
Roll call.
Councilman Bialy.
Yes.
Councilman Net.
Yes.
Councilman Kamala.
Yes.
Councilman Levy.
Yes.
Councilman Pignatelli.
Yes.
Councilman Talamini.
Yes.
Okay, we're up to work session items, so Mr. Kunz, you're on.
Thank you, Mayor. The first item this evening is just to review a renewal of our copier leases. They're up in April, and Lisa has met with 4 different vendors. All these vendors have state contracts, but they offer differential pricing. So she set out to do research and look at how we may renew for a new term. She provided you with the cost comparison to the different firms and a recommendation that we go with TGI Office Automation for 9 new copiers. She points out that gets us upgrades on a couple of copiers, and yet we're still able to save almost $300 a month compared to what we're paying now. So the pricing was very aggressive, and I think Lisa's done a good job, and it should yield a good result for us.
Okay.
I thought we were going to look at computers for us, instead of making all these copies.
We are, well, the copier lease is up anyway, so we have to renew that. Regarding the computers, when we last discussed it, council indicated that they'd like to see if we could secure a grant. We're reaching out to Sustainable Jersey to see if they may have something, a small grant that we could take advantage of, and we're currently waiting to hear back.
But in the meantime, are you looking at different vendors?
Yeah, we pretty much have the equipment spec'd out through the help of our IT consultant, so we'll be ready to go to order that.
So we'll save money on copies and we'll save money, actually we'll be saving a lot of money.
Right, because you're going to have a reduced cost here,
Yeah, it's 50 cents a copy
and
now.
then we'll actually be copying less as
Yeah.
well. Right.
Sure.
And would we be able to work with the schools? Because I know the schools, they have a lot of copy machines. Would we be able to piggyback, I mean, just in the future, I wouldn't want to, would we be able to go with them and say, hey, you guys are leasing 20 copiers, can you make it 21? And
Yeah, I don't know offhand how they procure theirs, whether they do a separate bid or whether they utilize state contract. If you're utilizing a co-op contract, state contract, or some educational service commissions have this equipment as well, that's probably not going to be any advantage to us, but next time around, we can certainly ask how they do it to see if there's something there that we can both take advantage of.
Does the library do their own?
I believe so. Lisa, do you recall, is library copier included in this or no? They have their own pricing, they do their own.
Is theirs any better than ours?
I think they may get a special pricing as a library.
Oh, okay.
I could be mistaken about that, it's been a while since we looked at it,
I'd
but
just say if they get a better price, go with them.
Why don't we just break in the library and grab theirs?
And then also, are we getting rid of any copiers, or are we?
What's the sell?
They're leased.
Like,
The
are we
leases.
No, but is the one that we have right now, is that going away, or are we getting?
they're
There's
leased.
9 copiers altogether that are included in this lease. It's not just us, it's DPW,
Sure,
Senior
yeah.
Center, Police.
And then I'm just worried about, because I know there's sensitive stuff on what happens with the hard drive and the stuff that's on the
New
copier?
vendors,
They
we're
destroy
working
it?
with them to, yeah,
Or,
clean the hard drive.
okay, all right.
Okay,
Okay.
New Jersey Senate Bill S5.
As you may know, I know the league's been sending out advisories on this. Senate Bill S5 was introduced. I think it's a follow-up from legislation that wasn't signed by the governor last year. And it would create a new board of trustees to manage the police and fire retirement system, which is different than how it's currently managed and its current governing structure. And of concern in doing that is, under the bill, there would be a 12-member board. The majority of those seats, 7 of them, would go to the labor unions. And that's concerning because theoretically they would be in a position then to enhance their benefits. Right, well, and that's one issue. Right now, the law requires that there be an 80% funding ratio before benefit enhancements and the COLAs can be considered. It's not there yet. This legislation would scrap that, although I hear that it was held to specifically address that issue and hopefully some others. But basically, municipalities pay 73%, 73% right now, of the total funding that goes into PFRS. And that is something on the order of 20-something% of payroll currently. That changes a little bit each year. So under this bill, you could have a situation, if it were put into law, you could have a situation where the board grants a benefit enhancement, and that cost becomes borne by the municipalities, not the members themselves. And that's concerning for its potential property tax impact. So, the league has been advising us to, write and lobby our representatives about this matter. And Wyckoff had recently just adopted a resolution taking a position. So this is kind of an outcome too of our meeting with Franklin Lakes and Wyckoff. So we figured we'd bring it up for discussion and see if council wanted to do the
So
same.
this is the Wyckoff's draft
Yeah.
resolution, or his actual resolution. So if anybody wants to make a comment? Should we move forward? What do you want to do?
I think we should move forward.
I second that.
I agree.
All right, so we'll put it on the agenda for next meeting. Next, ordinance regarding prohibiting sale of marijuana products.
Mayor, at the last meeting, you requested, I guess, or both you and council requested a draft of an ordinance regarding the regulation of marijuana sales. What we've provided to you was an ordinance that we drafted for the township of Mawa, which is basically comprehensive, is that any retail, cultivation, dispensing, or operation of any type of retail facilities would be prohibited under the zoning ordinance. Exempt from that would be the medical use of marijuana in accordance with the statute. So this was an example of what you could do. As you've seen, I guess, other communities, both in Bergen County and outside the county, have been enacting ordinances in anticipation that there will be some form of legalization.
So my question, which is what I brought up last time, as much as I think this is an excellent idea, is it going, I can't believe it's going to be held up constitutionally.
That we are not sure of, because it depends, is that we have to, there's a two-step process. The first process is, does the legislature take up the Marijuana Act and provide that it could be utilized, I guess, or it could be dispensed and utilized, sold at retail facilities. What the question becomes is, what is the basis of the legislation? The Colorado legislation and some other states' legislations which have permitted marijuana use and sales have left it to the local communities to determine whether they would provide for any types of facilities in their municipality. This is a zoning ordinance, so it would not prohibit the use of marijuana by an individual, but it would prohibit the sale or other type of manufacturing distribution within the municipality.
So if the store sells cigarettes, this would prohibit them from selling marijuana too?
Correct.
This is sort of like when a town is a dry town. Like you could drink in a town, but you can't sell the alcohol or.
That's a fairly good analogy. I mean, we're anticipating that there will be some form of local control if the legislature ever enacts some form of legislation.
Well,
Mayor, question?
yes.
So really, at the end of the day, there's no downside really to really explore passing this ordinance.
Right.
And at the end of the day, if the state does overrule it, they overrule it, but at least we have something on the books and ready to deal with it prior to any legalization or anything else like that.
And it's the same thing the same discussion we had when we talked about the pipeline.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
So would you like this on the agenda?
What
Yes.
we'll do, Mayor, is that if it's on the agenda, we'll certainly draft the appropriate one for Oakland, because
Right.
it is an amendment to your zoning ordinance. It gets referred to the planning board, goes through the normal process.
Now, vape shops, we already have a vape shop.
Well, this was just in the heading, it was an amendment to that section in MAWA, where they prohibit smoke shops and vape shops in MAWA. So we added it to that section.
Right,
We will choose the appropriate section
Okay.
in Oakland.
got it. Okay, next is the joint letter to the state. This was something we discussed, as I said, when we met with the mayors and administrators in both Franklin Heights and Wyckoff. Mr. Khan?
Right, thank you. Yeah, as the mayor indicated, this was something that we've discussed with our counterparts who had experienced fairly similar issues when they went out to bid last year as well for solid waste collection, where despite our best efforts to attract additional bidders, there was just kind of a paucity of proposals received. We had gotten one. Franklin Lakes and Wyckoff each got 2. They're incumbents, and then a new upstart company that on procedural grounds was knocked out in their communities. And that's concerning. We've talked about that, and why that isn't good for taxpayers ultimately. And kind of talking about that, Franklin Lakes wound up drafting this letter. We said we'd take it back and discuss it this evening, where we would bring the issue to the attention of the State Attorney General and ask them to look into it a little bit. We're not necessarily alleging that there's anything going on, but it's concerning. I know that there are some other towns here and in Northwest Bergen where a similar situation has occurred. I actually have a shared services meeting tomorrow, and I'm going to bring this up and see if there are any other towns that want to sign on to it as well. I think Brian can speak to it. I think Mawa had a very similar situation too.
That is correct.
So it is something that has changed compared to prior bidding rounds, and it's something we would just want to make sure that it's just market forces here and nothing more than that.
So you have a sample letter. We all agree that it would be nice if, so how do we go about this? Put it on the agenda for next?
You could authorize that you could sign the letter, Mayor, on behalf of the municipality. You can do that now.
We could do it even though it's during work session?
Just make a motion, I think.
Excuse me, but I know that the letter's not complete because the section for Oakland and Wyckoff don't specify the number of carriers.
Correct, it's just the draft.
Yeah, it would have to be corrected.
Oh, yes, we have to.
Certainly, when the letter is complete, you can make a motion to authorize the mayor to sign the letter with the completed information.
So, is there a motion? Do you want to join in this letter with Wyckoff and Franklin Lakes?
Mayor, I think it's a great idea joining in on this letter. However, I would like to see the fully completed letter at the next meeting, if that can be done in a timely fashion, to really make sure we have all the details covered in there.
Well, do you think Franklin Lakes will hold off?
I think that they understand that it's a process that we each need to discuss it and provide the relevant information. And as I indicated, I have a meeting tomorrow where I'm going to see if there are other towns that may want to join on as well to this.
If you could tell them that we're going to be doing this.
Yes.
And I ask that when you get the next copy of the letter, which will be more relevant to Oakland and help with our needs, that you read it carefully, and if you have any comments, please get back to us as soon as possible. But I do want to bring up, if you read the record today, I still read the record, about what happened in Saddle River with garbage. Anybody else read it?
Yes, they went self-serve.
Self-service, just like when we did the, what do you call it? When we did the insurance, it was in-house and
Yeah, self-insured.
self-insurance. Now they're doing self-garbage pickup. Anybody else read the article?
Yes.
What'd you think?
I think it's, well, if they can manage it and create a whole nother department and it sits in their budget nicely,
It's,
I guess.
They said the first year will be expensive because they have to buy the equipment, but then after that, they're going to be saving quite a bit of money. And then the first thing that I thought of, where did they dump the garbage?
At a dump.
Same place, Upper
Where they-
Saddle River.
At a dump.
At a suburban Saddle River.
they go to the transfer station.
They're called tipping fees, man.
And so does it
same
really
place we go
say,
So-
it's something, I hope you'll bring up at your meeting tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll actually see that administrator there as well, and I put the whole issue on for discussion. Yeah, typically, either town will have a separate contract for disposal, and whether they're doing it in-house or they're sending their
They're buying their own
vendor.
equipment, they're gonna have the
They would go to that
DPW
facility.
workers pick up the garbage.
Well, yeah, but they have to buy the equipment.
Right, they
They
said
have
the
to
first
take
year.
on, they have to take on
Right.
more employees. Councilman Bialy, didn't you say that if you did recycling, it would be over $1 million?
If we did recycling?
If we did our own, yeah, didn't you?
Yeah.
Right? It'd be over $1 million. So can you imagine garbage?
No, I can't
Double or
imagine.
triple that?
I can't imagine it, but I was shocked that Upper Saddle River is doing it. And was it Saddle River or Upper, I think it was Saddle River.
Yeah.
Not Upper Saddle River, Saddle River.
Saddle River.
Saddle River.
Yeah, we had looked into this, doing it in-house somewhat last year in the interim between the two times that we bid. And I know DPW had contacted Pompano Lakes, which does their own, and we looked at what the staffing would need to be and what the upfront cost would be. And from what we did, it didn't really seem to be much of a money saver. And there were logistical issues that we had too with equipment storage and things like that. It's always something that, should we choose to, we could always revisit. But there were some issues there that, at least for this go-around, we decided to just keep it as an outsourced service.
I would say one plus for the municipality is that if the garbage company, their union goes on strike, we don't get our garbage picked up. But if we do it in-house, we would still get our garbage picked up.
And they said the first year is going to be very expensive, because they do have to buy the truck.
Yeah,
That's the first they have to buy.
Why don't, is there a reason we don't talk to Franklin Lakes and Wyckoff? We do so much stuff with them on a partnership basis, and possibly if we incorporate this garbage pickup as part of this three-town operation,
Oh, it's a shared service.
we might be able to amortize some of these costs across the three
The
towns.
Wolf garbage pickup, or the Flow garbage pickup, either one.
Flow garbage,
You like that?
I do.
Okay. Well, Mr. Kranz is going to a meeting tomorrow with other administrators, and it's something, you should talk to Franklin Lakes and Wyckoff.
I mean, and then you would be able to do your own recycling also.
Yeah,
I mean, you have the trucks.
yeah. I was shocked when I read the article. Okay.
I think you'd be shocked to hear how much the upfront cost would be.
Well, they said the truck alone is over $500,000.
It's about $700,000 for a garbage truck. And if we did all the towns, you need like 15 trucks. To do all the pickups that we do. I think we should look into it and find out what the bottom line is, but I would doubt if it would come out to anything that we could save on in the near future. This is a long-term savings.
I wonder if they're gonna have side yard pickup, you know, when they go in the driveway and pick up in the back.
No.
With that, we'll, any new
Ridgewood has
business?
Ridgewood has it.
No new business, council committee reports, who would like to start? You wanna start with which end? Wanna start with Councilman Knapp?
No.
No. Councilman Levy?
No. Beginning of the month, everything's free.
Okay, Councilman.
Yes,
Your turn.
yes. At the Board of Health meeting, I'd like to welcome Len Provenzal to the Board of Health. He's the new appointee.
Good.
I believe he took my place on the board, so now they have a full complement of people on the Board of Health. The Environmental Commission, in their minutes, they would like to remind people that on April the 21st, there's going to be a cleanup at Oak Park at 9 a.m. So I suggest that if there are students out there that need community hours, service hours, volunteer for this. It'd be a great service to the borough, picking up debris at Great Oak Park, and it'll make it look even more beautiful. So anyone out there who'd like to volunteer, that's April 21st at 9 a.m.
And they, I forgot to bring it, but they now have a newsletter, and you can get it on our website, the Environmental Commission.
And you will be fed, too. They're going to have food there for you.
So if you need any information, it's on the website under Environmental Commission.
So please come out.
Thank you. Councilman?
Yes, on a senior circuit, we have, I think we should start off with Angelo Cisano, so I don't think he's going to show up
I
tonight.
hope he's okay.
He told me he had trouble driving at night, so, and it's been a request from the senior director, Rose Burke, and the seniors that they would like to do something special for Angelo. And I have a proclamation that I'll read. And Angelo, if you're watching out there, this is for you. Whereas,
Hold it up.
let me show. And let me read it. Whereas Angelo Cisano has provided significant leadership in the area of community involvement, he served as an environmental commissioner and advocate for residents of the borough of Oakland. Several years ago, he became involved as a member of the Oakland Senior Center, where he participates daily in group activities. He's always thinking positively and serenading us with a smile. Whereas Angelo's goal in life is to make others happy, he enjoys cheering up members of the Senior Center with his delightful musical tunes. Whereas Angelo's charm provides happiness to the membership of the Senior Center, thus improving their quality of life. Whereas the members of the Oakland Senior Center stand firmly in recognizing Angelo Chisano as their mascot and goodwill ambassador, be it resolved that the mayor and council do recognize Angelo Chisano as the Oakland Senior Center mascot and goodwill ambassador. So moved. So it's not really a resolution, but
All in favor?
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Congratulations.
And then picking up on the senior center, I'm going to just reiterate, art exhibition by our seniors will be held at the Oakland Library, April 5th to the 29th. Bingo in March will be on Thursdays, March 15th and 29th. That'll be they start at 1 p.m. with refreshments. Smart Driver, as the mayor already alluded to, Smart Driver, of course, will be offered to residents 50 and over. And you check your insurance companies, they might offer you a discount for taking the course. The cost is $15 for AARP members and $20 for non-AARP members. St. Patrick's Day party will be held on March the 10th, Saturday, and the doors will open at 12 noon. The party starts at 1 o'clock. It'll be corned beef, cabbage, dessert, soda, tea, and coffee. Congratulations to Angelo again. On DPW, we'll be meeting to put together the 2018 request for our 16 or 17 allocated LED streetlights again. So if you have an area of concern that you would believe to be too dark, or if there's an area that needs a light where there isn't a light, please let us know. We'll be putting together our schedule for 2018. And on that note, I've also sent a letter with the help of Rich. We put together a letter to one of our assembly people who has promised to try to shepherd it through the Department of Transportation to get some more funding so we can buy additional lights, because as I indicated, we have 777 streetlights in town, and at 17 or 18 a year would take us 50 years to change them all out. So if we can get a lump sum grant in the name of safety, that would go a long way to providing real safe streets with proper lighting. And I've had several phone calls already telling me how good it is to see how much you can see when there's a proper street light. We're also sending a letter requesting funding for safe sidewalks on the north end of town on Ramapo Valley Road. Also, we want to thank the Eugene McMahon for a comprehensive report on the garbage and recycling for the year 2017, and he made a very nice layout of what we did last year compared to other years before. And garbage doesn't get any less. We go up every year. I think one year we had one year where we went lower, but this year was higher again. Water and sewer. Eric, myself, the mayor, and Rich met with Kevin Boswell and with the executive from Northwest Bergen Utilities, Howie Horowitz, and their engineer from T&M, Nick Rotunda. We actually just laid out our sewerage plan for the downtown area. We're getting ready to make that move to change out our package treatment plants and make them into pumping stations that will be part of our sewerage system once we get rolling. We're still, with the DEP, our plan is going to be published on March 7th or 8th, I think. And based on any comments coming back, we'll have that before for a vote by the DEP. And I'm sure they're our advocates now, so we're looking very good at moving towards that 30-year-old request to have sewers put in Oakland. That's about it. Rockland Electric.
You forgot something. The students from Dogwood who came to
you were right.
I was there,
Yeah,
the senior center, and they read books to the seniors. It was wonderful to see the very young with the older citizens of Oakland. It was a very nice afternoon. Thank you to Dogwood school students.
I have one more thing, and I was up in the office, the executive's office today, and talking about something that's being provided by what we call HIP, and it's an application to provide a home improvement. It's the home improvement program from Bergen County. And under this program, you can do heating, plumbing, electrical, roof leaders, gutters, exterior siding, windows, doors, driveways, sidewalk, steps, or other home improvements. In a one-bedroom house, a one-family house, you can borrow up to $17,500. On a two-family house, you can borrow up to $25,000. No interest, no payback until you sell the house. So this is like found money. If you have a special project and need some funding, I'm going to leave these.
Want to borrow phone?
I'm going to leave I have about 25 of them. I'm sure Lisa can make some more copies. And if you want to stop in Borough Hall, pick it up. Phone number is on there, and you'll be able to get in touch with the county.
Maybe you could also put some in the library.
Could put some in the library as well.
That would be good.
And on the March 8th, I'll be going over to the Office of Emergency Management in Mawa to sit down. If you remember last year, I went to the Rockland Electric expose of their smart meters, where they're going to be able to put an electric meter in your house, and they'll be able to read it from their location in Rockland, in either I think Mawa is where they have an office. They'll be able to read it without coming and reading meters at the house. So we're going to get another update on where they are with that. Some places in New York State already are using this system, and you'll be able to go online and find out what your electric usage is for the month up to that point, and how much of your bill is going to be higher or lower, so you have complete control of your usage. So I'll be reporting on that next council
Thank you
meeting.
for going.
That's it, Mayor. Thank you.
Councilman?
Wow, that's a tough act to follow. But anyway, what I have real quick is a couple updates. We had a rec commission meeting last Monday. Happy to announce that winter sports are wrapping up. We're getting to the finals in basketball and winter sports. Right now, they're getting the fields ready for spring and softball and baseball. And obviously, they're working very hard for summer camp for the summer. And just a reminder, there's a last chance softball sign up this Saturday from 9 to 12 at the Danny D. building. Once again, I'm going to repeat that. There's last chance sign-ups for softball this Saturday, the 3rd, from 9 to 12 a.m. at the Danny D. building. Library update real quick. I'm happy to report, I don't know if anybody's been down there lately. I'll certainly bring some pictures for our next council meeting. I'm happy to report that what's been completed so far is the basement's been completely demolished downstairs on the other side of the building. They started doing the framing already, so the rough framing is going up. Anybody coming into the library probably noticed that the circulation desk has now been removed, and they're beginning the work behind there. They've also put up a plastic wall so that the library can remain open, so that we don't have any problems dealing with dust and safety for residents, so they can stay open. Upcoming in the next 2 weeks for the library, they are working on their sprinkler drawings for fire prevention. They're going to continue framing. They're also working on the HVAC ductwork and doors and stairs, and also electrical rough out. And I'll have a report and pictures at the next meeting.
Thank you.
Also, one more, communications. We have a meeting next Wednesday, and I'm happy to report that Ryan and I did have a quick meeting with Liz, and expect some very exciting updates to social media and exploring Twitter and everything else like that. So it's really going to be an exciting time. And I just wanted to just put a kind of point on what the mayor had talked about before. I know I've received several residents have contacted me, and people are really honestly scared and upset or worried about school security. And I did get an email which I forwarded to the mayor and the public safety chair, and I know that the mayor mentioned that there is a meeting Friday to discuss this with Councilman Talmini, Councilman Knapp, and the mayor and the school and members of the school. And I just want to, let people know we are listening, and the council is indeed engaged on this, and people really are worried, and we get that. And it is, it's pretty tough what's going on out there, and it's really a shame that we have to live in this type of world dealing with, having to protect our children at school is completely unheard of. But anyway, thank you, Mayor. That's all I have.
Thank you. Councilman?
Yes, public events, please, we're always looking for members. I've said it before, I'll say it again, it's a great group. They do a lot of stuff. They're talking about the cleanup at the Great Oak Park. There'll be food. It's usually provided by public events, and they help set that up and take it down. So all the events go over well. The public events, besides the things that you think about, they're pretty much involved in all the events in town, and we could always use some help. And Saturday, March 24th, is the Easter egg hunt at 10 a.m. And then the schools, we have the meeting on Friday in the morning to discuss security and just keeping Oakland safe.
Thank you.
That's it. Thank you.
We look forward to the Easter hunt.
Yes. Mayor,
Yes.
I do have a report. You asked who wanted to go first, and I said
Oh.
no.
Oh, I misunderstood you.
No, I do have a report. So I'll be quick, though.
That's okay. Take your time.
Municipal Alliance, I attended the Municipal Alliance meeting this past Monday. They're currently making plans for their fifth grade post-DARE event, where the entire fifth grade goes out and does something as a group. Normally, they've done services, but since those are no longer, they're looking for other venues. Public safety, we had our public safety kickoff meeting a couple weeks ago. It was attended by the department heads of the first aid squad, police department, fire department, DPW, and OEM. I thought it was a great kickoff meeting. A lot was discussed as far as communication between the department head, the needs of one department that could be satisfied by another department. I think it was very beneficial, and we normally do these quarterly. We may do one a little bit sooner than that, just to keep the continuity going, but it was, I thought, very beneficial. Starting, kind of on the same note, starting March, the second meeting of each month, what I want to do is I want to have a monthly and year-to-date progress report by police, fire, first aid, and OEM. So the second meeting in March, I will give February statistics. I'm going to meet with all those department heads to come up with a template that they will just fill out and forward to Pat and myself. DPW, just to add a little bit to what John said, about a week and a half ago or so, we got just about 9 inches of snow, and I personally want to compliment them on the job they did, and Facebook just blew up with compliments from the residents. So another outstanding job by the DPW, being prepared and working overnight. When I woke up, the streets were black, and it was like, did it even snow on the streets? I mean, obviously everywhere else it did, but so they did a good job. Also, with the upcoming rain that's due tomorrow and Friday, DPW opened up the 24-inch gate at Crystal Lake.
Just a minute, Mr. Walford, you heard that.
This evening, 6:45 p.m. It was open.
He was in my office first thing in the morning.
And my last comment is, I'm sure a lot of people saw this past Saturday, the fire department put to rest one of our senior members, 58-year-old,
No, he wasn't 58.
58 years of volunteering for the borough as a firefighter, 91 years old, Lester Woodward, who was a baker in Oakland Bakery for many, many, many years that a lot of people probably remember. And then he moved on to other bakeries, and the last couple of years of his life, he moved out to the Dallas, Texas area to be with his daughter. Passed away out there, came here, and had the ultimate funeral that the fire department has ever offered any firefighter in the past. We have a roster of about 65 members, and we had about 55 members attend the funeral, which was just completely unheard of. So it just shows the kind of respect that Les earned and deserved by being the person that he was throughout the years. He was hard-headed. He was stubborn. When I was chief in 2010, when I started being chief, and when Pete Sondervan was ending being chief, our job, we had to get him off the fire trucks.
So he was 84-ish, 85 years old at the time. Guys were pushing him on the truck, and then other guys were catching him as he tried to get off the truck. And I was like, Les, you can't ride the truck. So he'd argue, and I said, you can be mad at me, but you're not going to die on my watch from falling off the truck. Plus, when we're at the scene, you always had to have a third eye looking at where's Les, what's he doing. So the first fire when I was chief was a major gas leak on Sienna where the house actually blew up. And as I pull on a neighbor's lawn and I see Les walking up the street. And I yell over to him, I go, Les, what are you doing? I told you not to ride the trucks. And he cursed at me, that I can't say here, and pointed to his car and said, I didn't ride the trucks, I drove here myself. So that's the kind of guy he was. So I will miss him dearly. I was very, very, very close with him and his family. And we did a really nice job by him. So people were stopping in the center of town, getting out of their cars, coming out of the stores, out of Krauser's, out of JD's Deli, that whole strip mall, just to observe it. And Councilman Kamala and Frank DePentiment did photographs. If you go to our fire department website, you will see a lot of pictures, and you'll understand exactly what I just said. So that's the end of my report.
Thank you. So at this time, I'll entertain a motion to open to the public.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody? Nobody?
Motion to close?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Bills to be paid, Councilman Pinkett Kelly.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Bills to be paid. $348,324.94. So moved.
Second.
Any questions? Roll call.
Councilman Bialy.
Yes.
Councilman Net.
Yes.
Councilman Kamara.
Yes.
Councilman Levy.
Yes.
Councilman Pinkett.
Yes.
Councilman Calhoun.
Yes.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Our next meeting will be held right here, Council Chambers, on Wednesday, March 14th. Thank you.
This was a nice report.